I want to thank you for being with us. All right, Chris. It's 31 days away from Election Day '06, and today a new poll was released showing how tight the race is between Democrats and Republicans on some of the most critical issues on Americans' minds. So where do the independent voters fall on these issues? How big a role will they be in deciding the winners? Joining us now is the political director of the Committee for a United Independent Party. I can't read all that. I don't want to. Is Jacqueline Salit. Jacqueline, here's the situation. John. Everybody says, okay, Republicans, Democrats, this election is going to be decided by independents. Am I right?
The election is going to be decided by independents, but more importantly, John, the direction of the country is going to be decided by independents. You see, if you get overly focused on who's going to take the House, are the Democrats going to win, are the Republicans going to hold on, I think you miss what's really the big story in America today, which is that there's a sea change going on and more Americans are dissatisfied with and disillusioned with both political parties. And whatever happens on Election Day, I think what the independents care about is what happens the day after Election Day.
Yeah, and what I mean by that, Jacqueline, is, you know, everybody focuses on what's the Republican turnout going to be and what's the Democrat turnout going to be, and really what it's going to come down to is how those independent voters break. Now, these negative ads, 90% of the ads are now negative, attack ads on their opponents. What are the independent voters saying about that?
You see, again, John, forgive me for being a little bit contentious about your question, but the issue isn't just how independents break, because if you're asking the question, how do independents break, you're looking at independents completely relative to Democrats and Republicans. But the point today in politics is that 35% of the country are now independents. These are 35% of Americans who said, you know what, these labels that you've got, Democrat, Republican, don't put it on me.
Yeah, I understand that, Jacqueline, but you don't have a party, and frankly, people ask me, you know, is there going to be an independent candidate? The answer, maybe you'll change that. I don't think so. The issue is, in a couple weeks now, people are going to go to the polls, and they're going to cast a whole series of votes on issues,
That's right.
and they're going to vote for people.
That's right. No, absolutely.
So I'm trying to figure out how they're going to break, and what are the things they care the most about.
No, I understand, because the Democrats and Republicans care about what happens on Election Day, and the independents care about what happens the rest of the time. Yeah, some of the states where there are battleground contests, like Connecticut, like New Jersey, like New York, like Florida, there are very significant numbers of independents in those states, you know, ranging from 20% to 52%. So if you're asking, are they going to be a factor, the answer is yes, they will be a factor. But again, I think you miss the point if you simply focus on how they're going to break, because what independents are doing is driving a change in the American political culture.
Jacqueline, I understand you're a sophisticated lady that studied this, but at the end of the day, the Republicans and Democrats are the ones that decide who controls the House, the Senate, the White House.
Exactly.
And what I'm trying to figure out is what are the issues that the independents care about the most that's going to cause them to vote for a candidate who happens to be a Republican or a Democrat? What are those issues?
What the independents care about the most is that the political process in this country is broken, and they don't trust it. They don't like it. They don't like partisanship. They don't like political corruption. And frankly, whether the Republicans end up in control of the House or the Democrats end up in control of the House, the independents understand that for the long term, that's not going to make a difference. You see, I think, John, the issue is not whether you win, but how you win.
Yeah.
And below the radar screen in American politics today, there are a lot of situations that are unfolding where that's become the issue. In New York, where we had what we call the Bloomberg Revolution, where independents were the deciding factor, it was all about creating new coalitions and new kinds of participation.
I hope it'll happen, because I'm just as fed up as you are. I want to thank you for being with us. Coming up.